We're at Clyde Smith Field on the campus of Cardinal Newman High School. Today we bring you the North Coast Section Division II semifinals, and it's the number 4 seed Benicia Panthers making their way to the North Bay to take on the number 1 seeded Cardinal Newman Cardinals. What a year the Cardinals have had, and what a pitching performance they got in their last 2 games to get here to this semifinal. Hello everyone, I'm Dave Cox along with Hugo Traverso today, and Hugo, really it's been all about the pitching for Cardinal Newman this year. Jack Pizzolo, an amazing, perfect game, and then of course Josh Janicelli following that up with another great game. So we'll see if Benicia can get some guys on base, put the ball in play, and try to pressure Cardinal Newman today in this semifinal.
Yeah, the Cardinals have not given up any runs in the playoffs so far. Kept it, as you mentioned, perfect game for Pizzolo in his last outing against Vallejo. 18 strikeouts, set the record for Newman baseball pitching and tied the record for total between baseball and softball for most strikeouts in a game. But he will be back out on the mound tonight for the Cardinals.
Here's the bracket. You see Benicia seeded 4th. They beat Vintage, close game, 4-3 to get here. Newman 3-0 over Alameda. Doesn't include that first round in which Josh Pizzolo threw that amazing perfect game. But here we are, semifinals. Winner keeps the NCS championship hopes alive, and of course the big prize is moving on to that NorCal tournament, which they just started a couple years ago.
Yeah, so I mean the Cardinals, it's looking, this season was supposed to be a little bit more rocky than last year, but they've stayed on track. They've been incredible in the past month, and they look like they'll be moving on to the NorCal Open if they can win today and win on Saturday.
Brent Gillespie, Ryan McGee, Ryan England, Delmar Wilson, and Michael Paul.
Just finishing up announcing the team rosters, and now it is time for our national anthem.
Of our national anthem. Thank you. Good luck, boys. Play ball. This event is conducted under the authority of the North Coast Section CIF. All rights are reserved. Individuals other than NCS approved media outlets attending today's game may not video this event and use the video to reproduce, upload, post, transmit, and distribute for commercial purposes. Individuals may video this event.
All right, preliminaries taken care of. And now it is time to check out the starting lineups. First, we're going to check out the Benicia Panthers, and this is their lineup as announced by their head coach.
Yeah, I mean, it's just an incredible lineup.
Rolls, Rubens, Cooper, Miyamoto, Mason, Richardson, Brunson, Todd, and Ayers. Who are the guys to really look for in this lineup, Hugo?
I would say Rolls. He's batting .430, 2 homers. He's a very, very interesting choice for a leadoff guy. I mean, he's batting .430, and that's great because he's their #1 batting average guy. He also leads them on the power side with home runs and RBI. So
here's your defense. Phelps, Wedge, and Bradley in the outfield for Newman with Slater, and Boardman on the left side, Meyer and Moreta on the right side, Rodnick behind the plate, and the lefty, Jack Pizzolo, is on the bump for Newman today. And we'll take a look at Pizzolo's numbers on the season. Impressive, 8-1 with a 1.29 ERA, 21 up, 21 down with 18 strikeouts. One of the best pitching performances in CIF history. And his 18 strikeouts in a perfect game is a record, but just incredible. And we'll see if he can back that up again here today.
Yeah, I remember I was over at the football field, and you were just texting me every time, 3 up, 3 down, 3 up, 3 down, 3 up, 3 down. And, I mean, I remember hearing some of my friends just telling me, oh, yeah, he's going to throw a perfect game. And he did it.
Shortstop number 4, Peyton Rolls.
All right, stepping in is Peyton Rolls. He's had a great year for this team. Sets the table with a .430 batting average, 2 home runs. And he'll face Jack Pizzolo as we are now underway here in this NCS semifinal. First pitch from Pizzolo is a strike. 0-1. Pizzolo has a good slider, fastball combo. Comes up and in with that fastball, though. These days, I think they're calling that slider kind of more of a sweeper. I don't know where they came. We never had a sweeper until like the last couple years. Now, all of a sudden, everything's a sweeper. But I think that's what we're seeing mostly from Pizzolo. It's hard, has a good bite to it, and it's very tough for the batter to read coming out of his hands.
Yeah, sweepers, slurves. I mean, you've had some.
I've heard slurve. We used to call them slurves, yeah.
And then you have pitches. I remember last year they had a slider cutter that they didn't know when in Pittsburgh Pirates they had a pitch called the slider cutter.
1-2 now to Rolls as he leads things off for the Benicia Panthers of the East Bay Diablo Foothill League. A little roller out front. Pizzolo has it. Almost pulled Moreta off the bag. One away.
Yeah, your umpires tonight, you've got behind home plate, you have Tim Zerval, and then out on the field you have Dylan Brewster and Tim Lorentz. So we'll hope for a well-managed game tonight. These umpires have been selected by NCS as some of the best umpires in the area.
Nash Rubens steps in, and he does get a good look at that breaking ball.
Yeah, that's a thing, though, that I think sweepers have different to sliders. Is sweepers can just go, and they'll just keep going with that kind of sliding action. Sliders will just dive eventually, but sweepers can just keep going with, that horizontal action.
Rubens gets ahead, or no, it's 1-1 to Rubens here. That one misses. No, that's a strike. Learning the strike zone here early on. Umpires we haven't seen, they tend to mix it up in NCS and bring in different umpires than what we would see during the regular season. Try to make them as neutral as possible. And so you got to get to know what is a strike today. That one fouled off.
Ooh.
Heat seeker into the dugout across the way.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned the strikeout or the strike zone last week against Alameda. Actually, strike zone looked a little bit like it had been rotated. There's a nice throw over from Slater. Oh, just in and out of the glove of Moreta.
Unfortunate miscue there by the Cardinals. That puts a runner at base. Miles Cooper is next.
It's good for Benicia. They need to get runners on early. That's been a huge, huge issue for teams facing the Cardinals in the past, I'd say, 10 games. They just have not been able to get runners on. I mean, you mentioned last week in the Vallejo game, they were trying to bunt. First batter coming up was bunting just so they could get someone on.
333 hitter Miles Cooper. There's the throw over to first. A little hesitation over there by first base runner of the day. A lot of times coaches will say get a one-way lead and you're going back on his first move so everybody can see it. It's kind of a good idea. Although if you're crafty, you don't show him your best move early on. Here's a fly ball to center field. It's going to drive Aiden Wedge back. He's got it.
Yeah, Wedge, I mean, he earned that spot in center field this year. Didn't have a lot of playing time last year, but really stepped up this year. I think he's played in over 20 games, batting .312. Pretty solid player and really speedy on the base pass, not to mention. So he's really stepped up, especially when Pozzolo's pitching, when you don't have Pozzolo in left field.
This is Wyatt Miyamoto, the catcher. Another throw over. It's going to be close. He's safe. Miyamoto, another dangerous hitter in this lineup. .313 with a home run, 16 runs driven in. Good numbers for the cleanup hitter for Benicia. Pozzolo delivers this one a little low. Rodnick right there to block it. 2 outs here, top of the first inning. Benicia has a runner on base via the error. That one's fouled off. Newman's had some real grinders this year where their pitching has been solid, but the offense a little slow to get going. First playoff game, not so much. It was a 9-0 game. If you think back to those Ukiah games, and Ukiah is a team that goes deep in this NCS tournament. You know, they really had to grind in those games to win. The one at Oracle Park especially was a 2-0 game.
Oh, yeah, and they only scored on errors.
Got him picked. Moreda's throw is high, but the tag is there.
They got him.
Cardinals, as we take a look at the replay, get the pick off here. See the move by Pozzolo, like a little head fake. Does a nice job. And you see the tag is applied. And now it'll be time to take a look at the batting order for Cardinal Newman. As announced by head coach Derek DeBenedetti, it'll be Tanner Bradley, Charlie Slater, Jack Pozzolo, Sam Valenti, he's been red hot, Jack Moreta, Diego Boardman, Connor Rodnick, Carson Meyer, and Aiden Wedge rounding out their batting order.
Yeah, and I mean, I look at that Tanner Bradley spray chart from just the games I've covered using my app, and it's insane. I mean, it's all over the place.
Ayers, Rubens, and Cooper in the outfield for Benicia, with Cooper, Rowles, Todd, and Ayers at first. Miyamoto behind the plate. Loro is at the pitching mound today. Actually in right field, it's Bryce Brunson out there in right field for them. Let's see if we can get him in his proper spot. There he is. Now he's out there in right field. Brunson is in right field. Take a look at Loro's numbers on the year. He's a junior, but he's had a very good year for this team. Dominic Loro at 6-1, a 2.10 ERA. Less than a strikeout per inning, but he's been very solid this year on the bump for this team.
Yeah, his whip is a little bit scary, especially when you're facing Newman. I mean, he's averaging over a 1 whip, 21 walks, 38 hits, and 53.1 innings pitched. So we'll have to look out for that, because the Cardinals, they're attacking pitchers early recently. They've been really attacking a lot. So we'll see what Loro does here to try to attack Newman.
Tanner Bradley hitting .361, 2 home runs, 17 runs driven in. He's also been closing lately, and he's done a tremendous job in that role. Had a little arm trouble last year and did not pitch until late this season, and boy, has he pitched well.
Oh yeah, he's got his 5th save on Saturday.
Actually, officially only 2, because they don't give you saves officially unless you're up with the tying run on deck. But he's had around 4 games that he's closed successfully.
Oh, really? Oh, all right. Didn't know high school and MLB had different rules on saves, but
There's a strike. So we're seeing that high part of the strike zone is active today. That's a go. Saw Pozzolo get a high fastball, and now we see Loro get one on the breaking ball a little bit up as Bradley takes time at the plate.
I think that's part of I think that's part of Bradley's strategy recently. I mean, when he gets an 0-2, 1-2, 2-2 counts, he'll just call time, throw the pitcher off, just kind of collect himself. And it does work there as Loro throws a ball. What I will say is different, though, in this Cardinals lineup today is Charlie Slater, who normally bats 7 or 8 spot, is batting second today. But Slater has been very good this season, so it'll be cool to see what he can do as a table setter.
Three-two, we're going the distance here. Rowles winds and deals, and Bradley fouls it off. So right away, Bradley as the leadoff guy getting deep into the count, letting everybody in the dugout see Rowles' repertoire and making him throw some pitches. Dominic Loro, his repertoire, and making him throw some pitches. So Loro now with another 3-2 count, winds and deals, breaking ball, and Bradley does the right thing because we saw that called a strike a little bit earlier. So you got to protect that top part of the zone, and Bradley does just that.
Yeah, and that one was a little bit hung over the plate. Bradley gets a little bit higher on that. That's possibly a base hit, even a double.
We'll do 3-2 again. Fastball right field. Moving over for it is Brunson, and he's got it. Nice job out there in right field by Bryce Brunson. One away.
Third baseman number 12, Charlie Slater.
Brunson got a decent jump on that, and if you haven't played right field here before, it can be a little bit tougher. Here's Charlie Slater now.
Slater averaging over a walk per at-bat, I believe, on this year. He's been just a walk merchant, really good eye at the plate. Something that Nane Wilson had towards the end of the season last year. He could really, really see pitcher well and work a walk. So Slater, I'm not surprised to see him as a table setter.
294 average, so his average has been rising, and he gets rewarded by moving in the zone. Coaches differ. Some will kind of select their lineup and stay with it based on the way they think guys can perform or should perform, and others will constantly adjust depending on who's hot and who's not.
Yeah, Cardinals coach Derek DeBenedetti has been really switching his lineup around, but keeping the same guys, just switching the batting order around.
Very nice breaking ball from Loro that time, and he gets the call. And that one's fouled off. That one's close. Benicia crowd thought it was a strike. Our plate umpire does not concur, and it's 2-2. So again, Loro goes deep into a count. And that one's fouled off at the plate by Slater.
Yeah, the Panthers brought a big crowd out today. Kind of a long drive, and they brought a crowd.
It's about an hour, 45 minutes, just past Vallejo.
Oh, yeah.
On the way to Martinez.
Been through it a couple times.
Been there, yeah.
I have cousins live in Pleasant Hill, so I make that drive a lot.
And he got him. Nice pitch.
That was 83 on the fastball there. Fastest pitch he's thrown all day.
Good placement, too. Is a little up and a little away. As we'll see, just couldn't quite catch up to it. Pozzolo is next.
Pez is another guy who can really spray the ball, but he's really good at getting that gap there in between right and center field.
First pitch to short, and it is a 1-2-3 inning for the Benicia Panthers as they get through that first inning without any problems, and we will move along here. Nice job by the Panthers, and the Cardinals off to a good start here in this NCS semifinals. 0-0 as we head to the top of the second inning here at Clyde Smith Field. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
Come on! Oh, what a bad call! You have no business being out there. Terrible!
You know, I'm a person too.
It's off to a good start here. Pretty close play down there at first base. So we'll see here on the replay. Good hustle by Pozzolo to get there, but a really nice throw from the shortstop, Peyton Rowles. You see the throw just does get him by about 3/4 of a step.
Yeah, Pozzolo, he's been a speed threat. Newman has really had a lot of speed threats on the roster this year. And I mean, just to imagine that Pozzolo was playing JV last year with Josh Janicelli. I mean, can you imagine being some JV team? You know, you're possibly even a freshman going up against guys who can throw 90 miles per hour and can throw a breaking ball that's beautiful at like 77. That is just deadly.
Leading off the top of the second for the Panthers is their catcher, number 25, Wyatt Miyamoto.
Miyamoto steps in, hitting .313 on the year. Solid batting average, has a home run. He was left at the plate in that last inning on the pickoff by Pozzolo. That one's a little up. You'll hear a horn going off every once in a while. That's spring football practice, signaling get to the next drill.
Yeah, we'll have coverage of the spring game on maybe YSN, maybe Hugo Sports 360, probably just Hugo Sports 360 of the spring game on Friday, Cardinal and Gold game.
One away out there as Tanner Bradley has that one for the first out.
Cardinal Newman Athletics also.
Jaden Mason is next. That one misses up. Mason's had a great year, hitting .343. Swing and a miss. Zolo hitting about 86 on the gun with that one.
UC Davis commit. Pretty solid on both sides of baseball. Solid defensively, solid on the mound, solid at the plate. So really ultimate package for Davis there. 87 on that fastball.
Davis really doing a good job of recruiting our area, not only for baseball, but football as well.
Yeah, I mean, they have a new baseball coach. I think he's only been in there for 3 years, and he's really tapped back in to the talent that's in the area.
This one's hit well to left field. That's going to be a base hit. And the Benicia Panthers have their first base hit of the day. Solid single to left field. Here it is. Just kind of got out in front a little bit and pulled it right into left field. Nice job.
Yeah. Just a bit of a meeting from Rodnick. Get the signs right.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe they missed something there. They missed a sign.
Panthers first baseman number 15, Colton Richardson.
Colton Richardson is next. Another solid hitter, hitting over .330. He's at .340 on the year. Got a lot of guys in this lineup that can do damage. As a team, Benicia's hit very well this year. There's a strike.
Yeah, and I mean, if you can get early runs against the Cardinals, that is something that is huge. That could lead to you winning. I mean, Newman, if they're not having a good offensive day, they can be held to no runs. I don't know if that's actually happened this year, though. I don't think the Cardinals have had a game where they've gotten shut out. They scored one against Granada. We're 13th in the nation.
Ground ball off Moreda's mid, and it's overrun. Oh, my goodness. Tough break for Newman as that one squibs off Moreda's mitt. And Benicia has 2 runners aboard now. Great effort by Moreda. He dove for it. You can see it just squirts off his mitt. And Meyer had overrun it already.
Yeah, that's something you see in a video game, not normally an actual baseball game, but you know, the physics of baseball are crazy. I know the Rec Park game when they played on on actual grass, Ukiah looked like they had a routine ground ball to field, and the ball just jumped up over the second baseman's head and allowed Newman to get a critical runner on that I think led to a run being scored for the Cardinals, but you just cannot predict where that ball is going to go.
2 on, 1 out, and a lefty-lefty matchup right here, which favors Pozzolo, but Bryce Brunson, who's hitting .366 this year, steps in. So he's a good one. We don't have his numbers specifically against lefties, but Pozzolo is very tough on left-handed hitters. We know that. Brunson kind of crowding the plate a little bit, choking up. So he looks like a guy who can and will put the ball in play in most cases. Though Pozzolo would love to get a ground ball double play or a strikeout right here with 2 on and 1 out. Fastball, got it by him.
86 on that one. Pozzolo definitely, you know, Newman has had pitchers in the past who are very, very good with runners on. Mason Lerma, Landon Rhoda, to name a few. Rhoda last year had multiple times where he'd have bases loaded with 1 or no outs, and he'd get out of it almost unscathed.
Just goes with high heat, and that works.
Now batting, Panthers second baseman, number 24.
I was a little surprised he didn't go to a breaking ball, but that seems to work. Maybe they had a scouting report. I don't know.
That was a nice pitch.
Stevie Todd is next. 2 outs, 2 on. Todd hitting .297 on the year. That's at the knees. That's a strike.
Cardinals have faced some tough competition this year, and it's only going to get tougher from here on out.
Ground ball, right side. Meyer has trouble with it, and he doesn't get him. It was hit pretty well, kind of a 2-hopper. And here it comes again. Kind of got in on him a little bit. Sometimes on the turf, the ball can skip a little bit if it's hit hard. Still tried to make the play and could not.
Yeah, that was registered as a hit because of how fast it came off of his bat. Hard for the fielder to get to, but
bases loaded for the number 9 hitter, Lucas Ayers.
Yeah, but Meyer blocking that there might have saved the Cardinals a run, so that's pretty massive.
Big situation here for the 9 hitter Ayers, although he's hitting .282 on the year. He's driven in 6 runs, so he's a very capable hitter. This lineup is tough, 1 through 9 for Benicia. Bases loaded. No place to put him, and the count goes to 2-1. That one's popped up. Who's got it? It's Carson Meyer who calls for it. And the side is retired. So Newman gets out of the jam despite the bases being loaded for the Benicia Panthers. And we will move on now to the bottom of the 2nd inning. Newman and Benicia going head-to-head here in the NCS playoffs. Cardinal Newman softball team just took the lead in the top of the 5th there in Alameda today, taking on Ensenal.
That's a
5-4.
It's a tough place to play out there, out on the island. It's cold, but it's a nice day. I mean, if it's really hot up here, it got up to 90 here, it must be in the at least in the mid 70s down there. So it must be a beautiful day down there in Alameda.
Leading off the bottom of the 2nd for the Cardinals, their designated hitter, number 28, Sam Valente.
Sam Valente will lead it off for Newman. He has been red hot.
Yes, he has. I mean, in recent games, he has been sending balls to the tennis court like he's Maria Sharapova.
3 home runs on the year, and he got that one. He likes it up, he likes it in, and he got one right there, but he just hit the bottom of the ball, 0-1. Yeah, he got off to a little bit of a slow start this year, and then, boy, the last few games, he has just been killing it. He's moved up into the cleanup spot, which he likes, and he's got some good bat speed.
Yeah, I mean, Valente, they must have had a good scouting report on Lauro, because from what I was hearing about yesterday's batting practice, they had the machine dialed up to throw sweepers, which Lauro throws, and he was just hammering them. I mean, I heard to the wall, then to the tennis courts, then to the wall, tennis courts, wall.
He got one there, 0-2, but he popped it up. Valente will head back to the dugout, 1 away.
Here comes Mo. Moreda's been pretty solid on the air.
Moreda had a great inside the park home run.
Oh, yeah. He had a big game against Vallejo. Really good game.
Hitting .343 on the year, 21 runs driven in. And again, he's been that number 3 started. I imagine if they ever got into a game where they needed early relief, 2nd, 3rd inning, although their starters rarely have those kind of problems, he'd be the guy they'd go to in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of saw that against, I'm trying to think, maybe against Casa Grande he came in, or no, he started that game, went a solid 4 innings. But he's a guy who's reliable. He had that complete game in the Boris Classic. He's a reliable guy.
And Moreda hit one down into the right field corner, got past the right fielder, and he was on his horse. He was sniffing triple home run all the way, and he made it all the way around. That one misses just down a little bit. Laurel has good command and a nice change of speed, too.
Yeah, Moreda is kind of a guy who's an unsung hero in this Newman lineup, not committed anywhere. But he's got to be getting offers somewhat. He has been just red hot recently.
Diego Boardman waits on deck. 2-2 here, too. Jacob Moreno throws right, bats left.
Moreda, very solid. Boardman committed to UC Riverside. He'll be wearing jerseys that look a lot like the Benicia jerseys next year at UC Riverside.
Grounder short. 2 up, 2 down. Nice job by the Benicia defense.
Shortstop number 5, Diego Boardman.
And now indeed it will be Diego Boardman. Boardman hitting .259 with 16 or 15 runs driven in, so he's been pretty clutch. Fastball looked like he tried to hump up on that one just a little bit more. His velocity really kind of low 80s, more or less.
Yeah, 81. His fastest pitch, I believe, today is 83. Got that on that strikeout against Slater. So. Newman, though, they're used to playing against tough pitching. Started the year off against a very tough pitcher, a Stanford commit at Valley Christian with a roster. Valley Christian had a roster of just, you talk about 1 to 9 dangerous, everyone D1 committed or D1 offered. And later on this year, even their third baseman, who was playing in that game. He had a ton of D1 offers. He committed D1, I think to either UC Davis or Loyola Marymount, one of the big West Coast Conference schools. But, I mean, Valley Christian, just a lot of talent on that team. And Newman might face them again.
3-1. 3-2. Laurel trying to come back here from a 3-0 count. Boardman, I think, was taking all the way on the first one, maybe even on the second one. I don't know. That was a pretty good pitch to look at. Now we'll see what Laurel's tendency is in a 3-2 count. Misses low. Base runner for the Cardinals.
First base runner of the day for Newman. Laurel's pretty good.
Cardinals catcher number 8, Connor Rodnick.
Rodnick will be next. Rodnick at 271. His bottom half of the lineup, he's asked them to do a lot of interesting things. They try to run and hit, they bunt, they try to double steal occasionally. There's a throw over, checking that runner back in. This is where they really try to manufacture, toward the back end of this lineup here.
Yeah, Boardman, I mean, he's really fast on the base pass. So I think with having Aiden Wedge towards the bottom, at the bottom of the lineup, you're kind of thinking about having, if you get some rally innings where you have, hypothetically a 2-out situation with Wedge on first and Boardman on third, you have Tanner Bradley up at the plate, and you could make things look very, very, very dangerous.
Yeah, turn that lineup over. That's the key to these guys. Another throw over to first.
Cardinals are prone to getting picked off. They've been picked off a lot in recent games, so. Will Benicia be able to get some of their runners? Foreman looking like he might steal. He's thinking about it. Just bluffing.
Oh, and 2.
This would be huge for Lauro to get out of the inning here.
See if Coach Divinity does start Rodnick up. Doesn't. And that's going to get through the right side, barely. Wasn't hit hard. Second baseman almost got there. And Stevie Todd Jr. just tips off his mitt out into right field.
Second baseman number 2, Carson Meyer.
Yeah, good work by Rodnick there to show off the speed. He's a smart guy. Definition of student athlete. 4.7 GPA. I'm not totally sure whether or not he's valedictorian, but he's up there, and he's going to UCLA for neuroscience.
Another look at that ground ball through that right side. Wasn't sure if it was going to get there. One thing Todd did is he got enough of it to keep Rodnick from going to third. You see he hustled after it right there. Would have been an interesting play had Rodnick tried to get there. It's always ideal in high school. You get that first and third situation. It's huge.
Yeah, now you got Carson Meyer coming up. He's speedy. He's good at laying down bunts. So, I mean, you do have a force out at every base except for home.
Carson Meyer hits the first pitch to right field.
He attacks.
Battling that sun out there and the wind. It's not easy. And making the catch is Bryce Brunson. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, he's got shades on. And let me tell you, right field is an adventure here at Newman. But he runs it down. So we're moving on now. Great catch out there in right field. And we've got a good one here so far. 0-0. We see Brunson make the catch out there in right field. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
High school sports are one of the things that make living in California so great.
But sometimes the behavior in the stands can overshadow our achievements on the field.
I love it when my parents show up for me.
But being booed for missing a play could be crushing.
And remember that refs are people too.
They're trying their best to call a fair and correct game.
No one should feel insulted or ashamed
because of their race, ethnicity, or gender.
We should be able to hold our heads high after the match, win or lose.
To the pitcher, ground it out to the pitcher. Here we go, here comes the sweeper. Oh my goodness. That was 65 miles an hour. That was a curve, I think. Or no, that was a slurve.
All right, we're ready.
Back to the
top three.
In the top of the third, and their shortstop, number 4, Peyton Rolls.
Top of the order, Peyton Rolls steps in. Grounded out, first time up. Hits one right to the shortstop, Boardman, and he can't handle it. Oh my goodness. Very uncharacteristic by Boardman to bobble that ball. Not sure what the heck happened there.
Now batting,
but it's a runner aboard.
Center fielder, number 8, Nash Rubens.
Yeah, not like Boardman to mess up on that, but you know, that's something that you see even at the MLB level. You see guys that they think about the throw before fielding the ball, and can't do that. You got to take everything one at a time.
And then a pitch gets away, and off goes the runner to second. Newman a little sloppy here early on. He kind of was showing bunt. And see, pulled back, but the ball got away.
That's tough for Pozzolo. Benicia can get him out of here early. And I don't know, will the Cardinals turn to Moreta, or do the Cardinals turn to Tanner Bradley?
Nash Rubens, who reached on an error his first time up.
Pozzolo's got to settle in here. Just try and get through this inning. He's only got 36 total pitches, so far, okay for Pozzolo.
That one's way up. Rubens lays off at 3-1.
Let's check on the softball score here, your out-of-town scoreboard. 5-4 still here in the top of the 6th. Cardinals with 2 outs do have runners on first and third.
There's a walk, so 2 on, no outs. This will be an interesting decision by the coach. As Cooper steps in, do you bunt with your 3-hitter, or do you let him swing away and hope for a big inning?
Yeah, Moreta will be 6th up next inning, and Tanner is 2nd up, so you never know. Maybe they send Moreta out to the bullpen after this inning, just kind of get him warm just in case he needs to come in.
Cooper flew out his first time up. No outs, 2 on. Ground ball to third. Step on the base. Throw across. Double play.
Nice.
Oh my goodness. Just what the doctor ordered for Cardinal Newman. Wow.
Now batting, Panthers catcher, number 25, Wyatt Miyamoto.
Ground ball right by the base. All he had to do was take a step over and then fire to first. Double play.
Yeah, great job by Slater. I mean, with just a slower runner, you could have seen a triple play there. So you never know.
Yeah, that would have been interesting because I'll tell you what, the runner almost wasn't even to second yet by the time Moreta got the ball. He almost thought about throwing. That would have had to be a tag out right there. But it happened very quickly. You're right. It would have been interesting if they had if Slater had chose to go to second, if they would have got the runner at first on a triple play.
Would have been a force out at second, so maybe.
Yeah, that would have made it a force. They would have got that. I'm pretty sure they would have got that out.
Yeah, definitely.
The question is, would they got the guy at first?
Yeah, that would have been incredible. It would follow with the trend of incredible things happening when Pozzolo's pitching. So, oh, great
Pozzolo
job.
Has it and throws across. So he gets out of the jam very effectively. Nice job. So, I don't know, that decision not to bunt right there may come back and haunt them. We'll see.
On NBC Sports California and replays throughout the week on NBC Sports California.
Today's game is being brought to you by our sponsors. Corrective Exercise and Restoration, the team trainers here at Newman. Get your athlete back on the court or back on the field as quickly and as safely as possible with Corrective Exercise and Restoration. Also sponsoring today's game is McCormick & Company Homes and Loans, proud Newman sponsors and alumni. Let our family help your family with all of your real estate and financing needs. Also sponsoring today's game is Poppy Bay, committed to making a positive difference in the communities we serve. And W Real Estate, the largest locally owned brokerage in the North Bay and beyond.
Dave, is there a pitching rule in softball? Is there a pitching rule in softball? Cause
that's a good question. I'm not sure if there's a pitch count in softball.
Because Newman,
I don't think so.
Newman's up 6-4 now. They got a run off of an Ava Walters base hit.
There might be a limit to how many innings you can pitch, but I don't know if there's a pitch count.
Yeah, because Callie Howard's at 105 into the sixth here, facing her first batter. So we'll have to keep an eye on that as the Cardinals, who fell to Encinal 8-2 earlier in the year, are now back up on Encinal 6-4 and could possibly get it. Get revenge. Will Cardinal softball do it?
Aiden Wedge bunting for a hit.
That was beautiful, but great.
And he's going to make it easily. Wow. Wedge lays down a beauty and beats it out. Here it is.
Great intuition there by Miles Cooper. He was already playing in and then just runs in on it, but he just couldn't get the throw off. So, I mean, you just see that great speed, and that's why he's essentially like having a table setter at the 9 spot. You flip that, you turn that lineup over.
Throw over and it gets away. He doesn't see it, now he does. Oh my goodness. And Wedge gets to second.
That was brutal. Had he caught that, that would have been an out, I'm pretty sure.
He didn't realize
that could have been bad.
Where the ball was. Yeah, you're right. Here it is. Tipped off first baseman's mitt. He's diving in.
Definitely out.
He doesn't see it.
But do you call that an error? I'm not totally sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine. It's not showing up on the scoreboard there, but I imagine you'd call it an error.
Bottom of the third, 0-0. Good opportunity here for Newman. Tanner Bradley at the plate.
And Tanner flew out to right field. Bryce Brunson was out there and made the catch. It was a nice catch. Kind of had to range really he had to run over towards the right field foul line, if I remember.
Yeah, he's been tested a little bit out there. Welcome to this field with this sun configuration. It is not easy, and I feel for him out there getting to know it, but he's made the plays so far out in right field.
He's proven himself.
Runner at second for Newman here, bottom of the third inning. Laura with a long look back, couple looks back. This is a little roller, so it'll be interesting.
Essentially a swinging bunt, and they
got
got
him
it.
at first. Yeah, you're right. He kind of just topped that a little bit, but it was right in front of the runner, so he couldn't move up.
Yeah.
Nice job at third base by Miles Cooper. Gets the out.
That swing looked like me on the first hole at Healdsburg Golf Course. Just get a little bit too much over it and send a little bit of a stinger.
Slater now.
Ooh, he got that call. That was controversial. Just out on the outside there. I mean, it was great frame job, but that was like 8 inches off the plate to the left of the catcher. Great frame job, though, by Miyamoto. Really, I mean, those plays can only be made. Those strikes can only be called with a great frame job, and Miyamoto really got that there.
Slater fouls that one off.
And they're really trying to take advantage of that, the outside of that zone. Slater, he struck out last time with a high and outside fastball, so we'll see what happens here.
Nice stop by Miyamoto.
He's been pretty solid today at the plate, behind the plate.
Yes, he has.
And Newman, I mean, you do not want to let Slater get on here, because if you let him on, you've got Jack Pizzolo, you've got Sam Valenti, and then you've got Jacob Moreta coming through here. So you do not want Slater on the bag, because on first base, because the Cardinals could really open things up here with a rally.
1 out, 1 on. Pizzolo waiting on deck.
They're trying to get him on that outside corner.
Slater going 2-2 here against Laura with a runner at second. And he rips it. Nice stop at short. Great play. And it got him at first. Rawls. Wow, what a play by Peyton Rawls.
That was incredible. That was a great play. Let's look at the replay here.
Dives for it. He had him played well, shading him up the middle. And boy, that's a close one at first. Got him by a half step.
I mean, I could even say Brandon Crawford-esque there. I mean, that was pretty well. That was pretty well done there out at shortstop.
Runner does move up, and now Pizzolo steps in.
This is not the guy you want up with a runner on third if you're Benicia. He can really put it anywhere he wants it. I will say, though, right up the middle is looking very wide open for Pizzolo. And, I mean, just looking at his spray chart from the games I've seen him play, it's right up the middle.
And he hits this one to right field. That's a base hit. And Newman takes the lead. Pizzolo comes through, and the Cardinals are on the board. Pizzolo has done it all year, and he does it again right here with a clutch situation. Just rips that right through the right side.
I mean, you look at guys like Pozzolo, Giannicelli, they were committed. I mean, you mentioned Sam Valenti, too. He was committed before he played a game of high school baseball, but Pozzolo and Giannicelli were committed D1 before they played a game of varsity baseball. And, I mean, they've proved up to their name. Or, excuse me, lived up to their name.
Pop up, tough run. Nobody's going to get there. Valenti has new life.
Sam committed to USC, but since then there's been a coaching change, and his offer was changed and pulled by the university. Sam, though, is headed, I believe, to Delta College next year to play baseball, so that'll be cool to see how he does. A lot of former Cardinals playing at the junior college level, and JUCO level is arguably better than going D3 or D2. You can,
foul territory again. Yeah, the cool thing about if you go JC or community college level, you can get drafted out of there. You go to a D1 school, you got to wait till after your junior year before you can get drafted.
That's true. You mentioned a guy like Austin Erleichner, graduate of Marie Carrillo, right? He was drafted last year in the 19th round by the Red Sox, and he's playing now in, I believe, single A ball, high A ball in Worcester. I've been following his career around. He's been doing well, though, for the Red Sox. They're the Woo Sox, Worcester Woo Sox. Worcester, all the Red Sox minor league teams, at least most of them, have some variation of Red Sox. Pawtucket Paw Sox, Worcester Woo Sox. I think there's the Blue Sox. They have the big blue wall because obviously Fenway Park, Green Monster, Blue Monster for AA Red Sox.
That one misses way outside. 2-2.
Yeah. Erleichner went to Carrillo, right? Yeah. All right.
And Santa Rosa Junior College.
Yep. Drafted 19th round.
Sam Valenti. 2-2 pitch. Got it down. He bounced it. Valenti runs well. They got him. Side retired. But Newman takes the lead. And we will move along to the fourth inning, about halfway through this one. Good ball game. And Newman now up by a run as we head to the middle innings here. Benicia and Cardinal Newman here in the playoffs.
This high school gym used to be packed most nights. Not anymore. Do you know why? Because bad behavior by fans, especially adults, has caused a shortage of game officials across the country. You see, without officials, we can't have sports. Don't let this become reality. It's time for a change. Let's bench bad behavior for good.
All right, moving along to the top of the fourth inning here in this North Coast Section Division II playoff game. Dave Cox and Hugo Traverso bringing you the action today from Clyde Smith Field. Winner of this one moves on to the NCS D2 Championship. Take a look at the bracket one more time. Bottom half, it's
Livermore and
Ukiah, the 3 seed, Redwood, the 2 seed. So this bracket's played out 1,
2,
3, 4, right where they're supposed to be.
Oh, well, I'll check on that Cardinal Newman softball game. We're here in the bottom of the 7th. Callie Howard is at 122 pitches, or 123 rather, and she is 2 outs away from sending the Cardinals to their second consecutive championship game bid, and
Wow.
I believe locking down that NorCal bid. Will it be against Santa Fe High School?
Could be. What's the score right now? 5-4 still?
6-4.
6-4. 2-run lead for Cali.
Yeah, that's huge for Howard. She's just been all year been a huge contributor for the Cardinals.
Jaden Mason, he's 1 for 1 on the day, stepping in now.
I'll check San Rafael softball. They are yet to actually submit anything. We'll check different page. Still yet to submit anything for softball. So no luck there. Actually found their page.
How about Ukiah Redwood? You got anything on that one?
Second time's a charm and nothing there. 1 second.
Jaden Mason with a 2-2 count. Got him. Big pitch right there.
Brings up Panthers first baseman number 15, Colton Richardson.
Colton Richardson is next. 1 away.
No love from Redwood.
Richardson working a 1 for 1 today. They got things going against Pozzolo. Chose not to bunt, and they ended up grounding into a double play, which really hurt. Pop up here. Playable, catchable, in center field. All day for Aiden Wedge. 1 away.
Oh, it is an absolute blowout in Larkspur right now. 8-0 Redwood over Ukiah. I don't even know if Ukiah picked Coke today. Looks like they might have, but Vili is just cruising on the mound. Only 34 pitches here in the top of the 4th for Redwood.
2 quick outs here for Pozzolo. Seems to be kind of gaining a little momentum. Bryce Brunson stepping in.
I mean, that'll set up a huge, like, ace-on-ace. Huge ace-on-ace competition on Saturday. Question is, where will that be? Cardinals hold the 1 seed. Benicia holds the 4 seed. Redwood holds the 2 seed.
Good chance it'll be at Sonoma State.
Okay, Sonoma State. Sonoma State, they've had some good years recently in baseball and softball, but this year softball, I believe, advanced to College World Series regionals for Division II.
1-2. He goes high but misses. Brunson trying to get aboard. He's done a great job in right field today for this Benicia Panther squad. Fouls that one straight back.
Pozzolo up to 55 now, but he won't have to pitch until next Tuesday at the earliest. So
that's if they continue to win.
Yeah.
Breaking ball just misses up. Pozzolo thought he had it.
They are the 1 seed though. Does the 1 seed move on?
Not sure. It's a crapshoot who makes NorCal. Last year, the runner-up in NCS Division II didn't make it. Now he hits him. Brunson's aboard. Got him right on the shoulder. Brunson does a nice job here. Not moving much for this. And he's aboard. 2-out base runner.
24, Stevie Todd Jr.
I think we're gonna have time here called as Brunson.
He's having a little trouble shaking it off.
Yeah, that was the fastball. That was 85 right to the shoulder. That's gotta hurt. Especially with no guard on too.
Stevie Todd stepping in now.
Think about it, like 95-mile-an-hour fastball can break an arm, so without a protection. So
Coach DeBenedetti's on his way out.
Brunson, I mean, not far from 95. 85 and 95 is a big jump, but still, that's going to leave a mark.
Just kind of checking on his left-hander right here. And it's a final. Newman won 6-4.
That is huge for the Cardinals. Will their softball team move on Saturday or Friday? Probably Saturday, I think.
Sure, yeah, I'm not sure what. I think that's to be determined yet.
Could have double championship games on Saturday. Could make it a very busy Saturday for both teams. Cardinals hoping to get Jordan Johnson back as soon as possible, especially if they're facing San Rafael. I will check, though, on that game on Max Preps, because it wasn't able to get any love on Game Changer because they have not scored any of their...
Throw-over. He did pick one batter off already today as Lucas Ayer steps in. Oh, no, excuse me, same batter still up. There's a strike.
There we go. We'll check
Stevie
on
Todd Jr. So after the visit, Pozzolo pops a strike in there. 1-1, 2 outs here. Throw over to first. Close.
San Rafael did beat Kennedy last night, so they will move on and play on the 24th. So we do have a date here, ladies and gentlemen, for the Cardinal Newman San Rafael game. We have it Friday at 4:30.
Not an easy play, but Tanner Bradley has it. And the side is retired. So back to the dugout go the Cardinals with the lead.
Cardinal Newman girls softball.
As we go to the bottom of the fourth.
Over in Sanal. They will defend their title Friday.
Just announce it to the crowd here, which gets a nice warm applause.
So it will be Newman softball against San Rafael at 4:30 on Saturday at Santa Maria High School. So that coverage of the spring game might not be continuing, though, for Cardinal Newman football, as we might be making the journey down to San Marin High School for the NCS Championship. Callie Howard, though, has just thrown 130 or so pitches. So the question is, will she be on the mound on Friday?
Today's game sponsored by McCormick & Company Homes and Loans, a family tradition of experience, trust, and loyalty. Let our family help your family with all of your real estate and financing needs. Also, corrective exercise and restoration. The team trainers here at Newman, they specialize in a holistic approach toward healthcare. Get your athlete back on the field or back on the court as quickly and as safely as possible. Poppy Bank, committed to making a difference in the communities we serve. Friedman's Home Improvement, BNC, Smog Tires and Brakes, and W Real Estate, the largest locally owned brokerage in the North Bay.
Here comes Moreta, 0 for 1 with the ground out.
Loro's done a nice job holding Newman to just 1 run so far. Jack Pozzolo touching him up for that run in the last inning.
Think about it, I mean,
move to the bottom of the fourth.
I mean, you look at that softball bracket, and it's Kennedy who was playing San Rafael yesterday. They were the 13 seed. So, I mean, just what a run by the Titans. And we'll see. I mean, I don't think they'll get a NorCal bid, but, you know, never know. They had a great season, though.
2-1 to Moreto.
It's crazy to think Moreta will no longer be
Almost
a member.
3-1.
He will no longer be a member of the Cardinal Newman student body and become a Cardinal Newman member of the alumni in just about a week, or 10 days.
That is the hard part of this point in the season. You got guys who are trying to graduate, and all of a sudden they got a game that day or the day after or whatever. It's not easy.
And from what it looks like for NorCal's, it'll be Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. So if the Cardinals do advance to NorCal.
Moreta into left center field. That is a base hit. Solid single for Jacob Moreta.
Coming to the plate, shortstop number 5, Diego Boardman.
Leadoff man aboard. Here it is. Good solid swing. Moreta's on for Boardman.
The Cardinals right now, they had last game against Alameda, they won 3-0, but they broke through in the 5th inning. So we're just about that point. Nice
Bunting.
bunt. Great intuition.
Low
though.
throw, but it's scooped at first. Nice job by Colton Richardson to come up with that. Cardinals move that runner into scoring position.
Brings up Cardinals catcher number 8, Connor Rodnick.
Rodnick up now. He's singled. The Cardinals have a runner now in scoring position for their catcher.
Ooh, they get that call once again. That ball was 4, maybe 5 inches off the plate to the right of the catcher, but they get that call. So another great frame job by the Benicia catcher.
Laurel from the stretch, 0-1. Lifts and deals, breaking ball, and Rodnick chases it. Two.
Dave, I mean, you mentioned we've gotten some weird NCS strike zones, and I mean, this one has been interesting, to say the least.
0-2 to Rodnick. Doesn't get him to chase. Nice job by Lauro to bite low and away. Rodnick trying to hang in there. Big at bat. Newman up by 1. That one's in the dirt.
Lauro just crossed over 60s at 61. 39 strikes, 22 balls.
Fouled away. Couple looks back, 2-2. Breaking ball, Rodnick. That's a foul ball. Not by much.
Do we have a replay of that?
Yeah, we can even slow it down a little. Looked very close to being over the bag. Don't have the greatest angle of it there, but certainly close.
Yeah. Two now to Rodnick. And that is called a ball. Low in the zone, just outside, just low. Just outside the zone. Benicia wanted the strikeout call. They did not get it.
3-2 with 1 out to Rodnick. Newman up by 1. That's going to be a walk. Good at bat by Rodnick, and that'll bring up Carson Meyer.
Covering the plate, second baseman number 2, Carson Meyer.
So coach will come out, and there will be a bit of a mound meeting. Only 65 pitches. I mean, Vallejo kept their pitcher out the entire game, and he went, I think, 104, despite giving out 9 runs. So I'm not totally sure whether or not. I wouldn't understand why they would pull him here, facing bottom of the Cardinal Newman lineup. So just maybe a bit of a mound visit, kind of keep everything in line, get him back on track. Dave, I remember you said something a couple weeks ago about how mound visits translate to more strikes.
Next pitch, usually a strike. Very high percentage.
Yeah. Very effective.
And this is kind of an interesting situation for Coach DeBenedetti, too. He's got his 9-hitter up. Do you bunt right here, even though there's 1 out, and you bring up Tanner Bradley? Or 8-hitter, I'm sorry. Carson Meyer. There's your runner at second.
Meyer, I remember, he swung first pitch and hammered one. Brunson looked like he wasn't going to be able to get it, but he was able to get it despite looking like he was going to fall over himself.
Wind picking up a little bit here, kind of blowing across from left field to right field.
It's been a windy start to the summer here. Well, we're not officially in summer yet, but it's been a windy end of spring.
He is going to bunt. Second baseman has to cover. Not going to be easy, and the throw gets away. Runner coming to the plate. The other runner goes to second. And Newman adds to the lead, creating a little havoc. Here it is. Terrific bunt. Second baseman was forced to cover.
Cardinal center fielder number 1, Aiden Webb.
Let's look at that, because I don't know. The ball, no, it didn't. Okay, that's good. Because the ball looked like it might have kicked off of Meyer's foot, but it did not. Now Meyer taking a very aggressive lead over there at second. He is pretty much 3/4 of the way there to third. I don't understand why they don't pick over and try and get him out here. It would be a...
Here's that throw to first again.
Yeah.
Short hopped him there.
Yeah.
Couldn't make the play. As a coach, I would just really don't like having my second base. If I cannot have my second baseman coverage in most positions, I really prefer that. It's usually a smaller guy. Your first baseman's a taller guy. He plays first base for a reason. Infield's in. He's going to go out of the stretch. He originally went out of the windup. And the last thing he wants to do right now is, as he's facing Aiden Wedge, is walk Wedge, who's the 9-hitter, and have to face Tanner Bradley. The base is loaded.
I mean, only 1 out, too, so this could really become an inning that Newman, he breaks the game open.
Wedge fouls it off. A lot of things will work here for Wedge. He's got the infield pulled in, so a hard ground ball has a good chance of getting through. And, of course, a fly ball could get the run home on a tag-up as well.
Especially if he gets like a little bit of a pop-up there out between right and center field. That gap is looking massive and looking like it really wants a ball just placed right in between the center and right fielder.
Try a throw down second. Infield is in.
Yeah, both teams right now have 2 errors by my count, but scoreboard only says 2 for Newman and none for Benicia, because Benicia's have come mid-play.
That one's low. Infield in. 1 out. 3-1 to the 9-hitter, Aiden Wedge. Wedge trying to get time, doesn't get it, and that's a strike. put his hand up plenty early, I thought, to get the call. And the umpire just kind of ignored him as we finally get some bullpen action going now. Jacob George heading down to the pen for Benicia.
And nobody out there for Newman other than a coach. So we could see someone heading out there, maybe 5th, 6th inning. Maybe it's Tanner Bradley.
He's trying to get time again. Now he finally does get the call.
However, the Cardinals don't have a guy unless you, but you can't do that because then Isaac Phelps would be a hitter. Not totally sure. They don't have a lot of outfielders on the bench.
That's ball 4. Tried to see if he went. Well, I don't think it was close. So walks the 9-hitter, and now Tanner Bradley will step in. Crucial situation.
Back to the top of the order, Cardinals right fielder number 9, Tanner Bradley.
Corner infielders in now for Benicia. Not really expecting, I wouldn't understand maybe a soft ground ball leads to a throw home, maybe a double play. I know Alameda got that last game. They had a force at home and a force at, well, his bases loaded. They got a ground ball to their shortstop, or to the third baseman, threw it home and then threw it to first. They were able to get one, though. I believe the guy running to first might have been Slater or Pozzolo, and
Bradley to center field. Gonna be tough, and it drops. Wow. Kind of a break for the Cardinals as that one falls into kind of no man's land. See, there was a lot of guys in the area, but nobody gets it. It falls right in between 3 guys. Seeing eye. Single. Newman up 3-0 now. Base is still full of Cardinals. Charlie Slater. Still only 1 out.
Yeah, the Panthers are clawing at the tree right now. The Cardinals are nested, and they're not having any luck.
Slater takes one. 2-0.
Yeah, they've got Lororo up at 76 now. So,
yeah, his pitch count's starting to become a factor a little bit. Gets a pitch, and he lines it into left field. That's a base hit. Cardinals add to the lead. Nicely done by Slater.
It's going to bring up Pozzolo, so threat now for Newman. Just great action there. Flares at opposite field.
That could be all.
That will be all.
We'll step aside just a moment. New pitcher getting loose. Newman with the lead.
It's a tackle, and he's gone on the very first play. Oh!
New pitcher on now as we move along here. Newman, the base is loaded in a 4-0 lead. Newman softball winning 6-4 today, moving on.
Coming to the plate for the Cardinals is their pitcher, number 11, Jack Pizzolo.
Jack Pizzolo, bases loaded, infield in. New pitcher, Jacob George, winds and deals, and Pizzolo rips it into right field. That's a base hit. Newman scores 2 more, and this one is broken open. Pizzolo comes through.
That was a beautiful hit there. Great
See,
job,
ends up out there in
Pizzolo.
right field.
Number 28, Sam Valente.
Newman has broken this one open a little bit now. That's 6-0.
And now Sam Valenti, not necessarily the guy you want if you're Benicia trying to get an end to this inning. I mean, you can try and play down in the zone, try and get him out.
Still only 1 out, too. Valenti's showing bunt. How about that? Newman's going to get a run home. They kind of might have had a play at the plate right there.
Yeah.
Chose not to go that way. And they finally get the second out. Interesting that Newman bunts with their leading home run hitter.
Yeah.
It was a good bunt by Sam. They've been working on the bunt a lot in practice.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Benedetti has been very, very, very keen to utilize the bunt, especially in playoffs, especially last year. They won a few games on the bunt.
Pitch gets away. Runner moves up to third. Let's see. What do you think? They might have had a play at the plate right here.
Oh, most definitely. I mean,
Slater, it's a little bit of a late break. Yeah, look
Yeah,
at
they
that. He
had
didn't
a
even look.
play.
He didn't even look that way.
I think that's what they were betting on, is that he would go to home and some mistake would transpire, and he'd be safe. We'd have runners on, or they'd have runners on first and second with still 1 out.
7-0.
They get
Newman.
that again. They get that again. They get that call. They've gotten that call multiple times just on the outside of the plate, like 4 or 5 inches off the plate. The worst was on the outside, 8 inches off the plate, it looked.
Newman has played at 6, and it really, I think that the key play in this whole scenario was the bunt. It kind of wreaked havoc. Everybody was safe. The throw got away, and that kind of opened up the floodgate. Of course, the walk after that didn't help. A 1-0 game becomes 7-0. Moreto tops it.
So with that lead, question is, will Pizzolo just, get into it and just focus, be able to just play with that big lead and get some 3-ups and 3-down innings, get us out of here for the Cardinals.
Ground ball right side. Going to be close, but they finally do get out of the inning. So Newman wreaks some havoc. with a little bit
7-0.
of small ball. And they now lead it 7-0. Great job by Coach DeBenedetti to make things happen. And we will move on in this one. Cardinal Newman with a nice lead. See Benicia trying to do a little soul searching there. See Josh Janicelli getting loose down there in the Newman bullpen.
That could be interesting. Put Janicelli in. He didn't pitch. Well, he did pitch quite a lot of pitches on Saturday. So he's out there with catcher Jake Wood.
He's either just getting some work in, or coach is thinking, okay, 1 inning for Janicelli, 1 inning for Bradley. Save Pizzolo's pitch count, which is what?
60 currently.
60. So there is, I was just looking at the pitch total today. I think anything over 50, you have to have 2 days rest. Anything over 75, you have to have 3 days rest. So think about that. He gets through this inning, around 70. He could come back and throw a little bit on Saturday in an emergency situation.
Oh, and also he could hypothetically start if Newman feels confident enough heading into NorCal. They might have a first-round game, whether that's against Whitney. Whitney would be throwing, assumedly be throwing their Texas commit, who might even get drafted. So I mean, you never know.
Lucas Ayers at the plate, got him.
It's another strikeout for Pizzolo.
Back to the top of the order for the Panthers.
So I mean,
number 4.
if Newman is confident about their game against Redwood, they could pitch Pizzolo to start again, put Moreta in the later innings, give Janicelli a little bit of rest, and have him fit for NorCal.
You're thinking way too much, Hugo.
I
way too much. No.
I know.
Janicelli will start. Emergency, maybe lefty on lefty, 1 or 2 batters for Pizzolo. If that's what he's thinking, I don't know. For all we know, Janicelli's just down there to get a little bullpen in.
Yeah.
And none of that's going to happen at all.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a theorist.
Yeah.
Baseball theorist.
Yeah.
Play too many video games.
Yeah. No, because even if you're up around 70, 2 days rest is really minimal. I'm not. If a guy throws more than 45 pitches in my book, as a coach, I would want him to have 3 days rest.
That's true.
But you don't have to by rule. So yeah, he could pitch, but it would be, like I said, emergency, lefty on lefty, maybe face 1 or 2 batters, maybe 1 inning. That's it.
I agree.
1 out, 2-2. If he goes over 75, it's not going to happen at all, though. Fly ball to right, and Tanner Bradley puts it away.
Well, that was pitch number 69, so he gets this guy.
Yeah, he's got 6 pitches to work with right here. And I've talked to Coach DeBenedetti also. He's not afraid to let Tanner Bradley go more than 3 outs. He hasn't done it yet this year, but he could stretch him to 4, 5, or even 6 outs. But you don't want his pitch count to get up either heading into Saturday.
I believe he might have done it against Casa Grande. He had like 40 pitches I saw in that game, so assumedly with the velocity he's throwing at and the way that how lethal he's been in his ERA, he probably threw more than 1.
Nash Rubens at the plate.
In that first game that he came back. Well, yeah, maybe full bullpen work. Marco Lucci out there blocking, guarding the pitcher.
Important job.
Yep.
Rubens has reached twice, once via the air, once on a walk. Solo still has 3 pitches before he hits that 75 total. Fouls it off, 1 strike away from getting back to the dugout under 75.
Yeah. Very effective outing for Pozzolo. 47 strikes for 73 total pitches. Pretty solid. Newman pitchers have consistently thrown strikes this year. Very, very good.
1-2 pitch, doesn't get it. 2-2. Kind of shaking his arm a little bit after that pitch, too, so could be tiring just a bit.
Here's 75.
Did have a couple stressful innings early in the game. Yep, and he didn't get it, so scratch all of that.
Yep. All the theories.
Told you were thinking too much.
Yeah.
My fault. I presented the possibility. You ran with it a little more than I did there.
You got to think about all the possibilities, Dave.
And there's a walk.
Yeah, DeBenedetti looks like he has no intention of coming out to meet with Pozzolo. Just let him go the distance.
Miles Cooper.
Meaning the end of the inning.
Miles Cooper.
Pozzolo, if Newman wins today and clinches a bid to NorCal next game, Newman we could see Pozzolo pitching first game and then Giannicelli in the semifinals. But you never know.
Runner at first. Pozzolo misses up and away with that one.
But then you're kind of out. You're out. You might be out both Pozzolo and Giannicelli throughout the rest of NorCal's. NorCal ends on next week, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. It really shows what team's the best by showing which team has the most depth in their roster, especially in their pitching staff. Valley Christian, they had a couple really good starting pitchers and then just couldn't make it happen last year in the championship game against De La Salle.
Here comes Coach DeBenedetti.
It's 2-2, so can't imagine he's pulling him here. Yeah, just a bit of a mound talk. Giannicelli coming in from the bullpen. Jake Wood, one of the 2 freshmen on varsity for this playoffs, and him and Colin Bone, the outfielder, shortstop, pitcher, can play any position. Really, he's played everywhere this year, so interesting to see where his career goes.
Pozzolo got him, strike 3, and back to the dugout he goes, getting out of that jam. I don't know if I'd call it a jam. They did have a runner on base. And we will move along. Pozzolo in control of this one. Cardinals up big as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Bottom of the 5th, excuse me. It's a tackle and he's gone on the very first play. Oh! New pitcher now for the Benicia Panthers. It's A.J. Cabral, their big right-hander. Carmack O'Connell has been the guy that's thrown a bunch of innings for them as a starter too. See the righty warming up. Newman with that big 6th-run 4th inning. Now heading to the bottom of the 5th with a nice lead.
Leading off the bottom of the 5th for the
And it'll be
Cardinals is their
Diego
shortstop, number
Boardman
5,
stepping
Diego
in
Boardman.
for Newman.
Say Los Panthers across their jerseys.
Bouncer to third. And one away as Boardman grounds out.
Check on that.
Cabral records his first out.
Check on that that Redwood Ukiah game.
Brings up Cardinals catcher number 8, Connor Rodnick.
Connor Rodnick is next. Rodnick's been on base twice today. He's done a great job in that 7-hole. Takes that one low and away, 2-0. Short game really got Benicia today. A couple of bunts, squeeze bunt, a bunt that led to an error, and a bunch of nice hits for Newman in that 4th inning. Fastball up a little, and he pops it up. Calling for it at second base is Stevie Todd Jr. 2 away.
Ukiah's gotten a couple runs here, 8-2 now.
Ukiah has had a great year, and they're not willing to go away just yet.
Yeah, they've got runners on 2nd and 3rd with Trenton Ford to the plate, 2 outs. He's pretty solid, so you don't want him to the plate when you got have runners in scoring position. Top of the 6th, though.
Never know.
They've knocked the starting pitcher for Redwood out of the game. It's going to be Nauer now. So it's now or never for Redwood.
Carson Meyer 1 for 2 today.
So you got 2 pitchers now in the bullpen. You have Jacob Moreta and Tanner Bradley. Assumedly Pozzolo's day is done. There you go, 2-1.
Meyer had that bunt that wreaked havoc. They gave him a hit on it. Swing and a miss. Got him.
Yeah, but
strikeout there.
Looking out in Benicia's bullpen as they retire the side, it's Aiden Thompson out there. Or no.
Today's game sponsored by W Real Estate, the largest locally owned and founded real estate brokerage in the North Bay, with 10 offices and 85 agents, 285 agents. Don't want to shortchange them. on their agents, that's for sure. Also sponsoring tonight's game is Poppy Bank. Since opening the first branch in January 2005, Poppy Bank has grown to nearly $6 billion in assets with branches throughout California and lending offices nationwide. Poppy Bank is rated 5 stars by Bauer Financial Incorporated for strength and security and is recognized as one of the strongest financial institutions in the nation. For more information on their incredible products and services, go to www.poppy.bank. And also sponsoring tonight's game is the North Bay Elite, NBE, the premier AAU organization in the North Bay and beyond. They travel the country during the summer and fall looking for top competition with former players now at the Division I, Division II, Division III, and NAIA levels for the best in AAU basketball. It is the North Bay Elite.
So now out in right field for the, or left field for the Cardinals is Jack Jacobs. Out in right field is Isaac Phelps, as Tanner Bradley is in the bullpen.
Pozzolo is going to stay on here. Can't come back Saturday, so they're going to stretch him one more inning.
He's at 82, so interesting. Guy that was in the bullpen for Benicia was Jaden Mason. He is on deck.
Good fastball, 85. Still got some velo.
It's been very good with Newman pitchers in recent years, as they've been able to keep their velo even going deep into games. Not a lot of drop off.
Popped up and out of play. Moreta lets that one fly. Miyamoto at the plate. Fouls another one off.
Here's the 1-2.
Miyamoto looking for his first hit of the day. Curveball in the hole. Boardman, long throw across. Oh my, that's a nice one.
Got him.
Newman defense comes up with a very nice play.
Brings up designated hitter number 2, Jaden Mason.
Boardman had to go in the hole, and he did so nicely.
Yeah, great play. Very, I don't know, Trevor Story and Nolan Arenado-esque. Reminds me of like the 2015-2016 Rockies teams that had those great infields, especially the right side of the infield, or left side of the infield rather. Mason is a threat. He's 1 for 2 with a single.
That one misses a little low. See Mason's days so far today. Fastball on a good one. Sitting at 85. 2-2.
Coach is yelling for that 2-strike approach for Mason. If he can get on base, this would be huge for Benicia.
Moreta may have a play on this. Nope, he's running out of real estate.
Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, just to check up on the Giants game, the San Francisco Giants, not Redwood Giants. they were down 5-0 in the first inning and have rallied all the way back and will go into extra innings for the second time tonight. They just scored and I believe took the lead.
Blake Snell gave up 5 in the first inning.
Yeah,
Yikes.
really tough outing coming out of his work in Single A and in Triple A.
Long at bat here, still 2-2.
Yeah, an immaculate inning. Yeah, it's 8-5 now in the top of the 10th Giants. The Giants have scored 8 unanswered and still have runners on first and third with 2 outs. So, assumedly if things stay the same, they bring in Camilo Doval.
Another foul ball.
So this will be the 9th pitch of the at-bat upcoming here. Pozzolo at 95 pitches.
(3-2). Pozzolo lifts and deals line drive, base hit, back up the middle. Solid. And he's going to stretch it to a double. A little bit of life for the Panthers. Jaden Mason with his second hit of the day. Solid.
Yeah, great swing on that. That was really good, but I think that will be it for... He just kept going.
Yeah, no, he read that very well. Good job. He ends up at second.
So that will be Pozzolo, I think, his last pitch.
Yeah, I'll see where they go here. Do they go to Moreta or they go right to Tanner Bradley?
So
Janicelli, what's going to be here?
Mason has been pulled too for, can't get a hold of who that is out there at second base. Mason has been pinch run for. Assumedly, he will come in to try and keep the Cardinals at bay in the bottom of the 6th. He was warming up, but Pozzolo had a great outing, and he will head back to the
And they're going to go to Tanner Bradley right here and right now.
Coming in to relieve Jack Pozzolo is number 9, Tanner Bradley. Coming in to pitch.
All right, so Tanner Bradley will take his warm-up tosses, and we will step aside for just a moment. We'll be back with more.
This high school gym used to be packed most nights. Not anymore. Do you know why? Because bad behavior by fans, especially adults, has caused a shortage of game officials across the country. You see, without officials, we can't have sports. Don't let this become reality. It's time for a change. Let's bench bad behavior for good.
Your new pitcher, Tanner Bradley. Check out his numbers on the year. He got a couple saves officially. This is his 7th appearance. He's given up 5 hits and 11 strikeouts in just 7 innings and a 0.00 ERA. That's bringing it.
Yeah. 90, sits 90s in his fastball, 91, 92, 93 even. But he's been throwing his changeup and his slider in warm-ups day, and he's in the 80s for both of those pitches. Just threw his slider at 81, so should be cool to see. Bradley is committed to Oregon, so see what happens. Guy out at second. Cannot tell whether that's number 6, number 8, number 0.
Pozzolo's staying in the game.
Pozzolo is. He's out in left field. I think they took out Jack Jacobs. So Pozzolo will be out there. So now that means now it will still be Phelps getting DH for in right field.
The Panthers is their first baseman, number 15, Colton Richardson.
Colton Richardson steps in.
So it is number 6 out there pinch running. It's Jax Core for the Panthers out at second base.
Richardson has a base hit and 2 trips today, facing Tanner Bradley, the Newman closer. And there's a strike right at 90. Breaking ball, 80, 90-80. Oh, 2 to Richardson. Fastball just misses up.
The NBL championship game, Bradley threw 11 pitches, 10 of them were strikes. So, I mean, he's a guy who he can fire it up and knock him down easily.
Couple looks back at second for Tanner Bradley.
Batter was asking for time there, and he does not get it. Tim Zerval has not been keen to give batters time here.
No, he's not real generous with that time call.
So Redwood has tagged one on, 9-2, and we're in the bottom of the 6th there. So looks like Ukiah's season
got him swinging.
Might be just about over.
Good fastball, low. I think it might have been a little bit out of the zone, but Richardson offered at it. Yeah, it was definitely low.
Yeah. I mean, there's not much you can do there, especially against a guy like...
This one's hit well, back up the middle. That's a base hit, and that is going to get a run home for the Panthers. Bryce Brunson jumps on the first pitch and lines it up the middle. How about that?
That means, and is that a earned run for?
Goes to Pozzolo.
Yeah, Pozzolo. Okay, so Bradley still is clean on the year. 0 earned runs. And you think about it. I mean, they've adapted him like they adapted Evan Sandoval, who had Evan Sandoval. He had UCL surgery, and he was a pitcher only, and only a pitcher, and he got moved back, guy that throws 90s, and they moved him into the spot where he was a closer for the Cardinals. So yeah, back out there is Mason. He's got a 4.87 ERA with 2 wins and 1 loss, and they call a balk.
Oh my!
On Bradley. That is.
I don't know, is he rushing through it? I think that's, let's see if we can pick it up here. Did he not come set?
Oh, it's the
little double hitch there,
yeah.
I guess, yeah. Stevie Todd at the plate. Good job by Rodnick. He's going to go out and have a word with him. Two outs here in the 6th. Newman up 7-1 now. Benicia showing a little bit of fight here in this 6th inning. Bradley with a couple looks back at second. Ground ball. Easy play by Moreta, and he steps on the base. Runner moves up to third. Or excuse me, that's side's retired. Only takes 3, right?
Yeah.
So the Cardinals get out of it and get back to the dugout. And we will move to the bottom of the 6th inning. Newman up 7-1 now here on YSN 365.com.
It's a tackle and he's gone on the very first play. Oh!
All right, moving to the bottom of the 7th inning now. I don't think we have another
Sixth
new
inning.
pitcher. Bottom of the 6th, excuse me. Same pitcher. They did have somebody down in the bullpen, but
just in case, I guess.
Just in case.
But then again, if they move him to pitcher, he is their DH. So then, assumedly, if they were able to rally back, the pitcher would have to hit. So that would kind of put them in a bit of a
Aiden Wedge coming to the plate.
Spot there. So yeah, it is Moreta moving out there to the bullpen. It's just in case Bradley.
Wedge, who bunted for a hit. Very nicely. Got another rally, kept a rally going. One and two now to Wedge. Been on base twice today in that 9-hole.
Two to Wedge here.
Action down in the Newman bullpen. Bouncer foul. Jacob Moreta down there doing his thing. Swing and a miss. Wedge goes down.
Great pitch, 72-mile-an-hour curveball there.
Cabral got him.
Order for the Cardinals in number 9, Tanner Bradley.
Top of the order, Tanner Bradley. Fouls that one off.
I will say the Cardinals have not attacked as much as they've done in recent games. But they've been pretty solid nevertheless.
Cabral winds and deals and misses just up and in. Bradley had that big base hit. Kept the rally going. Newman has 8 hits on the day. That one's fouled off. One concern for Coach Benedetti has to be the 3 errors, however.
Yeah, that's been an issue for Newman. That's what lost them that game early in the season against Berkeley, is they had a couple of errors that they just couldn't recover from.
Breaking ball up and in, 2-2, evened up.
The question is, how will they move things around with Tanner Bradley? Tanner Bradley gets pulled from the mound. Do they move Anthony Gonzalez as the guy who's getting designated hitting for, and they move him out? They move him out to first and move Bradley out to right field for Isaac Phelps, or do they just keep things the same?
That might be a good idea. Yeah, that might be what they do. Gonzalez has played first when Moreta has pitched throughout the season.
Huge loss early in the season with Dante Overholzer.
There's a strike. Good pitch. Got him. 2 outs. Right at the knees. Bradley shaking his head as he comes back to the dugout.
That'll be number 12, third baseman.
Cardinals have kind of had to adapt to those pitches on the outside. I mean, both teams have been getting calls on the outside corner, but you know, Benicia did get one that was about good 6, 7, 8 inches off the plate, and they called that one again. That one was way out. That looked like it was at least 4 inches off the plate. But nevertheless, called a strike. So, yeah, like you said, adapting to the new strike zones. They call that, too. That one was also kind of far off the plate. 3 or 4 inches off the plate.
Slater's 1 for 3 today.
I don't know if that would fly in a championship game.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Benicia gets some nice relief pitching from A.J. Cabral. And we are going to the 7th. Newman 3 outs away from closing this one out. We'll be back with that 7th inning. Just a moment.
Come on, Ray! Oh, come on! Oh, what a bad call! You have no business being out there. Terrible!
You know, I'm a person too.
Tanner Bradley stays on. Newman 3 outs away from moving on to the championship game.
Bradley's thrown 9 pitches, so you know, Oregon is not scared to use freshmen and sophomores early in their career.
Looks like Benicia's going to throw in a pinch hitter here. Carlos Largaspada will hit.
Leading off the top of the 7th for the Panthers will be number 3, Carlos Largaspada.
Here we go.
Oh, Braley will try to close this out.
I think he can do it. Get us out of here. 2 hours, 2 minutes, current game time.
Fastball, strike 1.
A bit of a late start, 5:05 start time to the game.
Well, he had to get through all those NCS announcements.
Yep, and the national anthem and everything. Giants official. Giants win it over the Pirates 9-5. What a comeback. You know, they're a team that kind of ebbs and flows, but they have high points and low points, and you know, they can be a really streaky team on both sides, winning and losing.
That one got away from him.
Yeah.
Not sure what that was.
Have games like last night where they look like they're gonna win in like the 5th inning, and then they bottle it, and then tonight where they come all the way back.
And that's strike 3. Right at the knees. That kind of makes up then for last night's debacle by the Giants.
Yep. And that's it. Redwood beats Ukiah 9-2. That is official. So, winner of this game, if Bradley's able to close it out, Newman will face Redwood.
Top of the order, Peyton rolls, and that's caught out in right field. Nice job staying with it. Isaac Phelps out there.
So 3 strikes away.
Not an easy play.
3 strikes away from a 3rd consecutive championship appearance for the Cardinals.
Here's that play by Isaac.
Nice job.
Reaching up, has it. Ground ball to 3rd. This could do it. Throw across in time, and that's going to do it. Bradley closes the door. And this one is now a final. Newman is moving on.
We'd like to thank Benicia Panthers on an outstanding season. Just a great season. Thank you for coming.
7-1 final. Newman. Defense was a little suspect at times today for Cardinals, but the pitching pretty solid. And then They got some bunts down when they needed to, and they got some bigger hits when they needed to. And 1 versus 2 now for the championship. Should be an interesting one.
Yes, it should. I mean, Benicia, the big hole for them, 7 runners left on base, so that's got to hurt. Cardinals had 4, though, so something a little bit to work on there heading into a big championship game against Redwood, who might be the toughest team they've faced all playoffs, and will definitely be one of their tougher games of this season as they try and advance to NorCal. Presumably will be in the Open Division, so it'll be interesting.
All right, well, that is going to do it for our coverage today. Camera operators Theodore Sawyer, David Days, and Elijah Bowers. For Hugo Traverso and all of us here at YSN365.com.
For Ethan Bowers.
Ethan Bowers on camera today. Did a great job. And gear up for the championship. Newman wins it 7-1. Pozzolo gets the win today. 6+ innings. And we will see you again soon right here on YSN365.com and the NFHS Network. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Adios.